My name is Tanisha Lyons Porter of Natural Born Organizers. I am a professional organizer based in Los Angeles, California, but I travel all around the country, aka Tanisha's Organizing Tour. Um, and Natural Born Organizers, we help our clients declutter and organize in the fraction of the time that it would take them to do it themselves, and in the fraction of the frustration. So, my kids, they're back in school. They're both seniors, they're 12th graders, my son and my cousin. And yeah, we gotta figure these chores out with this back to school system. We gotta figure out a system because they've been home for what, since March of 2020, and we had a system, we had our responsibilities, timing, but now that they're back in school, it's a little different, right? Because they're leaving early in the morning, and then they're coming back late in the afternoon, depending on the bus. So yeah, we gotta figure this out because right now, there's been some dishes in there for a couple of days. But yeah, is anybody else on here or anyone else who is listening trying to switch up and adjust your schedule, your chore assignments, your household responsibilities, all of those things, whatever you call them? Yeah, because I know we are. I got to figure it out because what's currently going on is not okay. What currently is going on is not okay. So who on here has kids? Who on here is it a different August and September than last August and September? I know it is for me. I know it is for me. I need to adjust things, getting mine to do more. They got older and laser. Listen, that is a whole word. That is a whole sermon. These newfangled teenagers, like these. Yeah. So I mean, we had pretty much gotten in a groove during the bulk of the pandemic when they were doing virtual learning, and pretty much everybody except for my husband was home. And even once things started opening back up because they were home, that's a different schedule when you're, in school in the bedroom and you have these different breaks and you're done by, 1:30 and things like that. But, now that they're actually back in school, we need to adjust some things. And because I haven't mentioned it, of course, they're not figuring it out on their own. So, I need to adjust the schedule. I definitely need to adjust the schedule because, there's some sweeping that hasn't happened this week. There's some mopping that hasn't happened. And, it's not okay. They done forgot about their laundry days because everybody has a day that they do their laundry. They done forgot about the laundry days. And so, yeah, we're going to need to switch things up. Yeah. So, hello. I really didn't want anything. I literally just wanted to jump on and see if anybody else was noticing that, their family, the household, even if you live solo, that you are adjusting to life opening back up. This August is very different than last August. And I know this week with my kids being back in school, like I literally was like, oh my gosh, the house is quiet. Oh my gosh, it's just me. I can play my praise and worship music and go into full worship, tears and nose snotting, and ain't nobody gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy, like I'm losing my mind. I'm like, the house is quiet. Like I can actually go live on Instagram and not worry about somebody being in the kitchen cooking loud a full, breakfast, lunch, doing their chores and running the water and clacking plates and unloading dishwasher and all loud while I'm trying to do content. Ciao. I was like, it's quiet, y'all. Am I the only one that experienced it? Child, listen. I full on praise and worship in the morning. Like, Alexa, play. Listen, come on. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird adjustment, right, Lila? Good things and not, right? It is definitely, we are not by any stretch of the imagination through this thing. And it's like adjusting on what our new normal really is going to be. I think we grossly underestimated what the new normal is going to be, and how we're navigating in safety. Yeah. And so it's just real interesting. Nice going to the office and coming home to a clean space, switching up gender roles with a gig worker. Yes. Yeah. Woo! 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 Yes. But we got so used to being in the same space. It is weird. It's weird. Well, with me and Dana, it wasn't so much that because because of the company that he worked with, he was always gone. But speaking of like the gender roles, over the last year and a half, my husband started doing the bulk of the cooking. And with that, he does most of the he does all of the in-person grocery shopping, because I still don't really go to the grocery store. I do Instacart. And so, but with that, it's so funny is he buys very different than I do. He likes to go to Costco, and because he is responsible for the majority of what we're eating, what he tends to buy to make it easier for him throughout the week is a little different than what I would buy, right? But then also, he will buy more than just two of, like, say, a marinade or, things like that, not take into account where those things go. And so then I will just see like 3 and 4 and 5 bottles of marinade kind of stuffed into the cabinet, which y'all know is, yeah. And so, yeah, so it's like, it's definitely a struggle, right? So that is very interesting, when we're talking about the gender roles, because, he cooks and he absolutely does not clean. That's for the teenagers, but then now that they're in school, their schedule is different, and I'm trying to give them grace, but they slipping on the cleanup job. Sir Dana, we have to store these things. Like, he's getting 4 bottles of each marinade that he sees, and I'm like, sir, where are these going? He's getting these bags of spices, and I'm like, sir, where is this going? So, so I have to now create a space in the garage, because we do have a fridge in the garage. So now we need to create a space in the garage for that type of overflow. I do have a cabinet, and I think it'll be okay in the cabinet. But even if I have to put I can store the marinade in the refrigerator. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But they can't all be here in the main space. It's not enough room, sir. It's not enough room. So, yeah, this August has definitely been an adjustment. Faye, the kids definitely don't clean the way we clean. And to a certain extent, I'm okay with that, because I want them to at least attempt it. Like, I don't want to be so nitpicky that they don't even try. But then on the other hand, one thing that I've noticed since I've started delegating things is that the build up is quicker because they're not cleaning a certain way. And so now I have to hire somebody to do a deep clean, because now I'm seeing the results of of that because I've delegated so much. And let's just be clear. I can deep clean, but number one, I don't want to. And number two, I don't have the time to right now. So I'm actively looking for someone literally to like deep clean, like one room at a time, right? Because Tanisha's not doing it. But it needs to be done. But yeah, and that's the balance when you start delegating things, it's like delegating, cleaning, they're not exactly going to do it the same way you do it. But is it worth you to get those things off of your plate? My husband does the majority of the cooking. He cooks what he wants to eat, which is fine. It's good. But do I necessarily want to eat what he cooks all the time? And is it the healthiest for me all of the time? Yes, no. He fluctuates, but I'm not going to complain about it, number one. And I'm not going to take back that responsibility because I just don't have the time right now. I'm in the season of my life and my business that I don't have the time, and I cook when I want to cook. But yeah, I had to pass that ball, right? I had to pass that ball to somebody else. But we can make things more difficult, not truly handing off certain tasks and roles for a variety of different reasons, and really make a situation not as smooth as it could be, right? Let's normalize support. Let's normalize support. I'm blessed, and I recognize that I am blessed that I don't even have to worry about the food. I don't. I order from Instacart the staples, right? And then my husband gets the bigger things from Costco. When I was traveling and went out of town with my sister, I didn't worry about the teenagers. I didn't worry about the teenagers being fine. They were with their daddy, right? Dad is here, and he was daddying, and he was fine, and they were fine, and they got to the bus stop on time, and he took care of what needs to be taken care of because he's dad, and that is a support. But and they were fed, and let's normalize that. Let's normalize support and not feeling guilty about it, and then not nitpicking how somebody supports us, right? Because it's not going to be, when they do things that we used to do, it may not look exactly the same, but that doesn't mean that it's less of a support, right? I was just kind of talking about the adjustments that I've noticed since my kids have been back to school. They started back to school on last Wednesday. And it's just very, very interesting because they've been home for the last 18 months since March of 2020. In school, they finished their 10th grade year at home. Their entire junior year in high school was home. Summer school was home. And, our chores and our responsibilities were adjusted during that time. And yeah, I just realized, oh crap, we need to adjust it yet again because they're up early. They don't get home until 4 something. Thank you for your support. And please share this live. And if you have any questions, I'm always available via the DMs. And I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye.